Okay. Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. I should have had this on before I went live, right? How we doing, my friends? It's good to see you this morning on another episode of the J Talk Morning Show, episode number 3 for the year so far, and I'm excited to be on here. I think 3 or 4, three, and excited to be with you this morning. We're going to continue the talk I started on about defining your clarity of purpose and knowing what that is. Do you know what your clarity of purpose is, as opposed to just resolutions of setting goals? Do you know your clarity of purpose? I've got another talk I'm wanting to do probably next week, if not sooner, but probably next week. On I was inspired this morning about it, and it's about the finding your word and the phrase of the day. So, but we're not going to talk about that right now. What we're going to do is we're going to continue talking about clarity of purpose. But before we get started, everybody needs to be held accountable at this moment, this very moment. Everybody needs to be held accountable. We're doing a Java check. Do you have your Java? All right, my friends. And with that, let's get started. All right, clarity of purpose. Today, what we're going to talk about is the importance of clarity of purpose and then finding your clarity of purpose. How can you find it? How can you discover what your clarity of purpose is? And we're going to hit a few little points here. And so, let's see here. All right, got things set up here. And so we're going to talk about clarity of purpose today. And what I want you to do is I would like for you to text me this number down below in the ticker. Text me the word purpose today, and answer the question: what is it that you discovered is your purpose? Do you have clarity of purpose? Do you need help identifying clarity of purpose? And are you now a new fan of the J Talk Morning Show? Go ahead and text purpose. Okay. Big fan, whatever. Hey, listen. So let's get started. The importance of clarity of purpose. Okay. We're going to talk about some of the benefits, and real quickly, and I'm going to run through these real quickly. So, I want you in the comments, if you will, let me know who's on board, and say good morning. Let's see, we got my friend John Fleck. Thank you, John. Thank you for that early morning text message, also inspiring. And folks, if you don't know John, you need to get to know John. John's an author. He's got a book coming out soon, and you want to check that out. And my good friend Jerry. Good morning, my friend. Yes, we got that Java in the morning. Life does not begin until the Java's in the hand, right? And so let's get that coffee in. All right. So the importance of clarity of purpose. Why is it so important? Well, one thing is when you identify your purpose, when you know what your purpose is, when you say, this is what I was made for. Okay. In the Bible, Queen Esther, anytime you hear that term, you were made for a time such as this, right? Well, this was Mordecai sharing that with Esther. And I believe it was written in the book of Ezra. Ezra wrote that. So correct me if I'm wrong. I don't recall. I'm not sure. But Esther at that time, right, lived into what her life purpose was. But she didn't know what it was until the time came for her to discover it. Okay. So living into that, identifying that, when you're living into it. Well, you want to start living into it. That's the thing. You can identify what your purpose is, but are you living into it? Remember my 3 L's: live it, learn it, live it, and lead it. Okay. Learn it, live it, and lead it. So you've got to live into that once you discover your purpose. So one of the things that the benefits is increased motivation and drive. Aren't you inspired to do something when you know your purpose? You get up in the morning, you're excited to get there. You're excited to get started. We have my purpose is to be here for others. Awesome. And just put your name on that. Also tag your name on that, because I just have a number and not a name. And I'm assuming that's Jerry. So tag your name on that as well. And but increase motivation and drive. Right? What is your motivation? If you feel like you don't have motivation when you get up, that means you don't have a purpose for your day. You don't know what you're made for. For me right now, I know my purpose in life. I discovered my purpose years ago, and I've been living into it. My purpose on this earth is to help make the lives of other people better, is to inspire and encourage and influence and impact the lives of people around me on a daily basis. It doesn't matter where you are, you have an opportunity to do just that. In fact, I would say, you know what? If you don't know what your purpose is, borrow that purpose in your life, and I can promise you, you're going to get a great return on that. Every single day when you get up, you get out, you get at it, you are tasked with an opportunity to make a difference in someone's life, right? So make that part of it. Know that you're going to make a difference on that day. All right, Jerry, thank you. I'm going to save your name on that number. All right, so that's one thing. Increase motivation drive. You get up, you can't wait to get started. Matter of fact, if it's a thing that wakes you up early and keeps you up late, right? That you can't wait to get started the next day, or maybe you go to bed early because you can't wait to sleep the night and get up and get started on that which you know you are purposed to do. That's your purpose. Live into it, and invest in that. Better decision making. If you know why you do what you do, then your decision making process will be so much clearer in what you do. I have a program on effective decision making, and part of that is the prioritization of your task. I utilize the Eisenhower matrix as the quadrant, a 4 quadrant. If you don't know it, get to know it. Some people know it as the priority matrix. It was actually a quadrant created by President Dwight D. Eisenhower. So it's originally the Eisenhower matrix. I've also incorporated my 5Ds program into that, right? Helps me make better decisions on what needs to be done, who needs to be doing it, does it need to be done, or is it something that really is an income reducing activity? You heard me talk about that yesterday, and I totally juggled that around when I was trying to say it yesterday. But income reducing activity or income producing activities. So better decision making. And the 5Ds, let me tell you what the 5Ds are real quick. This is a bonus for you, okay? The 5Ds program I developed in decision making and prioritization is do it, delegate it, dispatch it, which is another word for outsourcing it, dispatch it out, delay it, or dump it. Now, used to there was only 3. People had 3. Do it, delegate, dump. And I thought, well, wait a minute. You can outsource some of the work that you're doing. So let's add another one, dispatch, because we got to keep it D's, right? We got to keep it all alliterated. And then finally, sometimes there's projects that need to be done either by you or your organization, but now's not the time. So that falls into the delay aspect. In other words, it's not urgent and it's not important, or it may be important, but it's not urgent. Okay, so that's in that category can be put into the delay. So that is that. So the better decision making. The next thing is improve self-confidence. When you know your purpose and you get up, you feel better about yourself. If you feel like every day is just another day, if you feel like another ho-hum day is just ahead of you, and it's like it's the same thing every day, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. You get up, you have the same routine in the morning, you go to the same job every day, you come home, you eat the same TV dinner in the microwave. That's not what we do, but I understand this mundane life. If you feel like that, then your self-confidence, your self-esteem, your feelings of self-significance is also going to be decreased. So what does that mean? You haven't yet tapped into your sense of purpose. And that's a beautiful thing about coaches like myself or any coach that you feel comfortable with. They can help you to identify that. So whether it's with JKG Consultants, with Katrina or myself, or it's with somebody else that you feel more comfortable with, you want to get into that. You want to get into a coach and somebody that can help you. And so we're going to talk about that. That's on another program, actually. I don't want to get 2 programs mixed up here. All right. And finally, another great benefit is greater resilience in the face of challenges. If you know why you're doing what you're doing, you're going to be faced with obstacles and challenges. You'll be able to overcome those quicker with greater resiliency and move on than if you don't know why you're doing what you're doing. Many times we're just banging our heads up against the wall because we don't understand that on the other side of the wall is what we need to achieve. We need to get there. But the walls are going to come up every single time. So you got to be resilient. You got to bust down the walls. If it's important enough to you to get up early every day, if it brings you joy, if it brings you motivation and drive, if it helps you in your decision-making process, if it helps you feel better about yourself, your self-confidence and levels of significance, then it's time to bash that wall down and get to the other side. So it helps to build greater resilience in the face of those challenges. More talkie, more coffee. Mm. All right. My wife makes me some good Java in the morning. So, Al, good morning, Al, my good friend Al, all the way from Canada. Hey, I couldn't help myself. I just had to do that. Brother, so good to see you on, my friend, and love to get on the phone with you sometime and chat again. All right, so let's get into the next one. And how long I've been on? 10:46. Okay, I'm making these between 10 and 20 minutes. So let's roll. Now, the next thing, how do you find your purpose? How do you find that clarity of purpose? Well, I'm going to give you a few ideas here, okay? Just a few. But I want to say at the very beginning of this is a coach is going to help you to identify that. Matter of fact, I would say if you want to go faster, go alone. But if you want to go further, go with others. If you want to go faster and further, get a coach. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Where's my mic? Where's my mic? No, I better not. Oh, here's one. Mic drop. Okay. I'm not dropping this mic. No. The proverbial mic. So if you want to go fast, okay, go alone. If you want to go further, go with others. But if you want to go fast and further, get a coach. Okay. Hey, baby, we need to put that on a t-shirt. Okay. All right. So finding clarity, purpose, discovering your purpose. I'm sorry. And so here's some steps for you. Okay. Some practical steps. Number one, I'm just going to jump. I'm okay. Number one, I'll jump on that other one in just a minute. Self-reflection, right? Ask yourselves questions about your passions, your values, and what brings you joy. What are your passions? What's your passions? What are your personal values? And what brings you joy? What gets you up early in the morning and it's hard to go to sleep because you're still thinking about it every day? Okay. What makes your heart thump? What makes your soul sing and dance? Okay. Get up and get at it. Okay. Number two, setting goals. Setting goals, which I've got a talk I'll be doing next week on that. Excuse me. Setting goals. Right. The importance of setting clear and specific goals cannot be understated. Clear and specific goals that align with that purpose. They got to be in alignment with that purpose. As a matter of fact, I would say they have to be in alignment and in agreement with that purpose. In alignment and in agreement with your purpose. If it doesn't, that falls under what we said earlier into income, okay, and income reducing activities. I would say this would also be purpose reducing activities. Purpose reducing activities. If you have purpose reducing activities that's coming into your schedule, you need to really evaluate that. Is this something that aligns and agrees with my purpose? If not, it needs to be eliminated. Why? Because you're not going to have time to set aside, because time doesn't set aside. Time is not on the sidelines. It's in the field. It's in the game. It's playing. The clock is always ticking. It's not like a regular sports game where they stop the clock or they rewind the clock. You can't do that in this game of life. The clock is always ticking, right? So if you're allowing something else to interfere with that time, you're robbing yourself of the opportunities and the challenge and the task of fulfilling the purpose that you feel you should be living into, right? So you got to be very careful about that, because it's going to come almost every day. There's always going to be a phone call or a text or a message or a social media post or your favorite movie, favorite TV show, whatever. I mean, take time for those things, okay? But make sure you're being intentional and responsible with that time, okay? The third thing is seeking guidance. Now, I kind of talked about that a little bit through this, but seeking guidance, right? Seek the guidance from mentors, somebody who's been there, done that, who knows what you want to get to do, and they've done it and have proven success. Not somebody who says, here's how you do it, and they've never done it, okay? If somebody's trying to sell you a program on how to be a millionaire, have they made $1 million? If somebody's trying to sell you on a program on how to have and I've seen books on this too, and I have to question the authors, $1 billion mindset, have they made $1 billion in their bank? Right? I wouldn't go to these folks. People that are armchair quarterbacks in any area, you got to be careful. You got to be very discerning in that, because this is your future. And that also, if you're investing time in them and their information, although some may be very well intended, right, and maybe great in theory and concepts and philosophies, but are they actually practicing it, and are they showing results from what they're trying to share with you? So you want to find a mentor in the industries or the whatever you is you want to do, that you find passion. Find somebody, ask them to mentor you. Here's what I know about mentoring: we're always afraid to ask somebody for help, but mentors are just waiting for someone to ask them to help them. I want you to think about that. If you're afraid to ask somebody who knows something more than you do, is successful in what you do, and they're doing it, don't let the fear of intimidation or feeling somewhat insignificant or subpar or other than, don't let that enter into your mind. Go up to them and ask them. I've got a program on that as well, and it's the basket approach. It's an acronym. So, and I'll share that with you in the future as well on a talk. But go ask them. Go ask them. Ask and you shall receive. Right? If you don't ask, you don't receive. The answer is always no. All right. So find a mentor. Get a coach. Get a coach. Get a coach. Get a coach. You want to go fast, go alone. You want to go far, go with others. You want to go fast and far, get a coach. Okay. Get a coach. And I've hammered that one in the head long enough. So, and then trusted individuals who can provide support and insights. Your circles of influence. Who are you allowing into your spheres of influence? On the spheres of influence, and Al, you've heard me speak about this as well. The circles of influence, people that are within your inner circle, you got to really evaluate that. Step back and look at that. Who are they, and why are they there? Why are they there? Unfortunately, many times we have an open door policy on our inner circle when it needs to be a passcode only. They have to have the passcode, and you provide the passcode. You do the invitation, okay? And they come into your inner circle. So if they aren't invested in your future, if these are people that aren't invested in your success, if these are people that aren't willing to maybe take some time to help you to grow in your purpose, right? Or then if and they're always just kind of saying, "Oh, I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it. I think you should do this. I think you should become a doctor. I should become a lawyer. I think you should not be an artist. You shouldn't be a musician. Whatever it is, they're in the wrong circles, my friend. They need to be in the outer circle or out of the circles completely, okay? Another talk for another day. Okay, stay tuned. All right, so that's it. And then one other thing I want to put in here, and I was inspired to add this morning when I read a post by my friend Gary Oler about the difference between resolutions, which normally get broken within a few days to a few weeks within the new year, to actually having a word of the day. Now, he mentioned word of the day, but I also believe you can have a phrase of the day, a phrase of the day. And so that's going to be in a blog that I will publish, I think, in a few days. I've got it set for a few days on JKG Consultants, actually. So we have a blog. So if you sign up on there and get your email in there, every time a blog comes up or a program comes up, you'll get an email on it. We don't do spam unless it's fried. Okay. So don't worry about it. We're not going to fill your inbox with stuff. But that's what we are doing. And hold on just one sec. What's that? Oh, did I? Okay, thank you. My producer, Katrina, came downstairs to remind me that I said word of the day. It's not word of the day, it's word of the year. I think I said that earlier when I was talking to her about this. It's word of the year, not of the day. If you need one for the day, go for it. Thanks, babe. My producer and director and creative partner. So word of the year and have a phrase of the year and get that going. If you live into that every day, write it on the wall, put it on post-it notes, do this. I mean, okay, so look here. I want you to see, and I wore this hat on purpose this morning. And some of you maybe have seen me wear this hat before, but this hat right here says TCB in the flash, right? TCB in the flash. Now, those of you who don't know, you just don't know. And that means that you're not an Elvis fan, which means you're probably not following my other Facebook page, the Golf Entertainment, STCB show. Yeah, that's it. It's the Elvis logo. What it stands for is taking care of business in a flash. Taking care of business in a flash. In other words, do it now. If it must be done, do it now. When you hesitate, you just lost valuable time and resources. Do it now. This is something I have to be reminded of myself many times. Sometimes I'll wear this hat as a reminder. Uh, uh, my uh, uh, my grandson is a tattoo artist, and I've never had a tattoo. But I told him, I said, when I decide to come get a tattoo, believe it or not, 26 years in the military, no tattoos. Okay. He's going to be the guy to do it. And he's going to put the TCB with the word "still" across it. Like on my logo, if you go to my Facebook page of the Still Taking Care of Business Facebook page, you'll find the logo in there somewhere in the photos. But that's kind of my phrase of the year. In fact, we could say even symbols sometimes is a great way to, as a reminder. What are you holding in your pocket? I've got the Army leadership values in my pocket that I've been holding in my pocket for probably 30 plus years. It's in my pocket every day, except for this morning. Nope, not this morning. Still upstairs. So have that, okay? And we're going to talk more about this tomorrow on part 4 as well. We're going to a different topic tomorrow be overcoming the obstacles, and hopefully we'll get into also living with clarity of purpose tomorrow morning. Okay, my friends. All right, that's what I got for you. Give a shout out. Send purpose to that text message down below. The number. And of course, anytime, if you want to jump on anytime, just go check out our website, email me, and there's a phone number there on the bottom ticker. Check that out right there. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow morning right here, same time, 7 a.m. Central Time, 8 a.m. Eastern on the J Talk Morning Show. I'm excited to get this up and out there. So listen, it's time for you to get up, get out, and get at it. That's going to be my tagline, I think. I totally dig it. All right. You youngins don't know anything about digging it. All right. God bless you. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.